It is game one of a series between the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. Aaron Judge enters play with 60 home runs. Would he take his place alongside Roger Maris? My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Yankees Game Night. We punched our ticket, baby. Well, there you have it. The Yankees are going to the postseason. Jay Pearson says, thanks for showing up. As is the case when there's a walk-off, it takes a minute to get the highlight. So the postgame is always delayed by a couple of minutes. But before we get started tonight, a bit of a somber moment. We have to pour one out for the 2018 Rookie of the Year runner-up, Miguel Andujar. He was DFA'd by the Yankees today. Look, he had some opportunities this year. He's had some chances to get going with the offense. He wasn't able to do it. My hope is that he bounces back with another organization. I still think he's got some dangerousness in that swing, but he really hasn't been the same since the labrum surgery, but still gave us a lot of great moments. Round of applause for Miggy Two Bags. Magic number down to 6 to clinch the American League East. Thank you to Steve. So the Yankees activated Zach Britton today. We didn't get to see him in the game. They put Wandy Peralta on the injured list with a sore back, so soul for a soul. I'm hoping that at least Britton can fill some innings. I don't know if he's going to factor in the postseason. I'm a little bit skeptical coming back from Tommy John that he can gain the command right away, but we'll see. Guys have done it. A lot of positives tonight. Great start from Jameson Taillon on the mound. Giancarlo Stanton was making hard hits or hard contact all night. Went deep. And ultimately the Yankees with a walk-off victory for win number 91 on the season. The game was on Fox, so we were forced to endure John Smoltz, who is still salty, in my opinion, over the 96 and 99 World Series losses to the Yankees. So that was fun. He was atrocious. Taillon was sharp tonight. He struck out the side in the second inning. You could tell right then that, he was feeling it. He was working quickly. He was throwing strikes, and he had it on cruise control for pretty much the whole night. Giancarlo Stanton hit a laser beam line drive in the second inning. Good sign for him. He's been on time a couple of times during this homestand. He had a base hit, then he had a line drive walk-off grand slam. Tonight, the line drive single, and then later on, he did some more damage. So, really good sign that Giancarlo Stanton is starting to hit. Yankees loaded the bases in the bottom of the fifth, and Kyle Higashioka fired the opening salvo with a sac fly to center field. Bottom six. Let the Giancarlo Stanton nuclear mode commence.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Two-run shot for Giancarlo, number 28 on the season. That made it 3-0 Yankees. And for Giancarlo, he's got plenty of time to get into a groove before the postseason. He looks like he's healthier now. His legs are looking more stable underneath him. He's having more balanced swings. A lot less ugly strikeouts. So I'm feeling good about Giancarlo getting to the right place that he needs to be going into the playoffs, because we all know how deadly he can be in the postseason. And he's got time to get to 30 home runs. And if he does, that'll be the third time in 5 seasons with the Yankees that he's reached 30 home runs. with one of those years being the COVID season, which he missed most of that season, but if it was a full season, he might have still gotten there. And then last year, I think he had 35. 38 his first season with the Yankees. So we'll see. Needs a couple more. Bottom 7. Jameson Taillon, first of all, was done after 6. 4 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Phenomenal performance. Vintage Taillon. He didn't get a win, though, because Clark Schmidt came in and was atrocious. Just had absolutely nothing. Red Sox got to him for 4 runs, including 2 home runs, before he even retired a batter. The Red Sox went up 4-3. Bottom 7, Kyle Higashioka led off the inning with a double, which left first base open for Aaron Judge. They elected to pitch to him, but it ended up being the old intentional walk. Third walk of the night for the big man. Next batter was Rizzo, and he banged into the 4th double play that the Yankees hit into tonight.
Double kill.
That was rough. Aroldis Chapman came in for the 8th. He had nothing, couldn't throw strikes, but the Red Sox did not score. Bottom 8, Giancarlo Stanton led off the inning with a infield single. You don't see that from him very much, but it was a diving stop and just couldn't get anything on the throw at shortstop. And so Stanton beat it out. And then Tim LeCastro pinch ran, and he swiped second base. We've talked all season about how he's a weapon off the bench late in games. Tonight was that weapon. It was deployed. They had to use the review, but ultimately he was safe. And then Oswaldo Cabrera with a productive ground out to second base. Now, you hear all the time that, the Yankees should play small ball. And I think a lot of people, when they say that, mean that the Yankees should bunt. I saw a lot of people calling for the Yankees to bunt in extra innings tonight. But really, that's small ball. A productive out to get the runner over to third with less than 2 outs. And he ended up scoring. Sac fly from Harrison Bader.
That ball is high.
Whoops.
It is far.
Wrong button. So, Bader has 6 RBIs in 2 games, or 3 games now with the Yankees. So he's playing pretty good baseball. Top 9, right fielder Aaron Judge. Maybe you've heard of him, in there for his defense. Absolute laser beam to second base to get the runner. Watch this throw. I had to speed it up for copyright rules, but absolute laser beam to get the runner at second base. And then Josh Donaldson with the base hit to walk it off in the 9th, or in the 10th. I messed up a lot of times during this recap. I was too busy trying to get these highlights in to jot down my innings. So Yankees win this one.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
Went to the playoff spot.
You're a winner.
All right, so we got to hand out the belt. And tonight it's not an easy decision because there were a lot of players that factored in. Giancarlo Stanton was hitting the ball well all night. Josh Donaldson had the walk-off. Jameson Taillon was very sharp. Ultimately, I made all 3 of them available in the vote. And though I would have voted differently, I would have voted for Jameson Taillon. The winner is Josh Donaldson.
Let's go. Belt winner.
Home World Hub Media says Bader was made for New York. He shows no nerves at all. Agreed. And he's full of hustle. He makes contact. He's got a great arm. He looks like he's really engaged out there in the outfield. We talked about it last night. He doesn't take any plays off. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing from him so far. I still miss Monty. Still a big Monty fan. But ultimately, if that trade works out, helps you win a World Series, you take it. It's me, man. He says, Judge walk-off would have been legendary. Yeah, he came up just short. He hit one 113 miles an hour off the bat. The cameraman had me fooled. I left the reaction video up there. The ball was crushed to center field. And I think everybody watching on TV thought it was gone because the camera showed the high arc of the ball. It looked like it was going on top of the goddamn restaurants. But it fell 4 feet short of the center field wall. Such is life.
Oh, there goes gravity.
But it would have been legendary. Alex Valerio, new member, says Bader looks good in center field. Good positioning to throw the ball. 100% agree. Good take on that. He's definitely a natural outfielder. Like, he's shifting his body in a way to get behind the ball so his momentum is going towards the base in which he needs to throw the ball to. Look at this camera work. And it looked like he was going to hit it off the damn diamond vision. Oh, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let's take a look at the box score. Ashay says, is there a free trial for Apple TV? Typically, yeah. I think you get 7 days of Apple TV Plus, but it might be free. I think it was free the last couple of times. Maureen says, give Trevino some love. Yeah, we do have to give some love to Trevino. I was going to talk about him when we go through the bullpen part of the box score, but Trevino pitched very well tonight, worked out of a jam. So Judge, 0 for 2 tonight with 3 walks. He did strike out, hitting .316. If you look across, Bogarts is hitting .314, so Judge maintains the advantage. Yankees pitchers did their jobs there. Rizzo took another collar tonight, 0 for 3. Torres, 0 for 3 with a couple of walks. Donaldson, 3 for 5 with the RBI. Really could have... sorry, never mind. I was going to say he could have got the belt, but he did. I forgot that I wanted Tyone to win, but I was overruled by the audience. Stanton, 3 for 4 tonight with 2 RBIs. Good that he's continuing to swing the bat a little bit better. Now hitting .215, though, so just not going to have a good average on the year. Just got to worry about getting hot for the playoffs. If you hit 5 or 6 home runs in the playoffs, nobody remembers what your batting average was. Oswaldo Cabrera, 0 for 3 tonight, but he did have a competitive at-bat where he worked a walk. Harrison Bader, 1 for 3 with a RBI, and Higashioka, 1 for 2 with the RBI. Only extra base hits on the night were Higashioka's double and Stanton's home run. And then going through the box score, Tyone with the 6 shutout innings. Schmidt gets the blown save. He was just atrocious. 3 hits and a walk. 4 earned runs. Chapman walked 2 batters tonight, got just 1 out. Trevino got out of the inning. 2/3 of an inning pitched, 1 strikeout to get out of it. And Holmes gets the win. He goes 2 scoreless innings. And he did give up the hard shot off the right field wall, but other than that, he pitched pretty well. So good to see him bounce back a little bit after a couple of tough nights. Kevin Beery says, almost a great historical home run call there. Appreciate it. Yeah, the booth I don't think really is my thing. I get too excited as a fan. I remember I used to cover the Tampa Bay Rays AAA team for a magazine called Rays Digest, where I would cover the Durham Bulls. And I didn't do it very often. I went to, maybe 5 or 6 games. I was just kind of volunteering, doing it for free. But then I got a puppy and I couldn't do it anymore. And so I was there the night that Hideki Matsui was matching up against Daisuke Matsuzaka, who was rehabbing. And I think Matsui was with the Rays at the time, and Matsuzaka was rehabbing with the Red Sox. And there was a huge Japanese contingent in the ballpark to cover the game. And I remember you're not supposed to root in the press box. They say, don't root, don't show any emotion, whatever. But I was totally rooting for Matsui. He picked up a base hit, and I was cheering. Not supposed to do that. Big no-no, but, whatever. It is what it is. Peter Ty says, Bader, the local boy, doing well. Yeah. I forget that he's a local. Grew up a Yankees fan. And Dr. Hitskins likes his attitude. 100% agree. Anthony Segara says, Bader making Cashman look a lot better right now. I mean, it's been 3 games. He looks good. We'll see how it finishes up. But I do think that seeing him now, in retrospect, I'd never watched him play. You can see what the Yankees see in him. He's got a ton of energy. He hustles. His swing, even though it's probably not going to produce a ton of power, it's a solid baseball swing. I mean, he's going to beat the shift some. He's another guy I think that could factor in next year with the elimination of the shift as having a much improved batting average. I think a lot of averages are going to go up. This year, only a couple of people hitting over 300. but I could see him improving a lot without the shift. But he's shown me already in 2 games he can hit it through the left side. He can beat the shift on the right side. So I'm impressed so far with what I've seen from him. A lot of people saying that the cameraman stank. Yeah. That was a tough one. I really thought that ball was gone. I mean, I was losing it. Jesus says, to be honest, I forgot about Monty. Yikes. Appreciate it. Miguel Peralta says, cameras don't even show Hicks on the bench anymore.
Excellent.
And Jared Williams says, Bogarts, 0 for 5. Wow. Yeah, the Yankees pitching really stepped up in favor of Judge to help him creep a little bit closer to that batting championship. Douglas Rao with a great point. Douglas has always got great points. Says, Bader keeping Judge in right field is also a good thing. Less strain than center field. And we saw tonight his arm plays up. He's got a great arm. But in center field, you can't turn a play like that into an out. And I'm not sure Oswaldo Cabrera, even though he's got a good arm, I don't think he could have thrown out that guy the way Judge did. Judge threw that ball about 97 miles an hour. A laser beam. This call is just killing me. It looked like it was going on top of the restaurant. Oh, awful. Scotty O says, Hicks is signed till 2026. Well, just because he's signed doesn't mean he's going to be here. I just don't see him adding the value. His roster spot has gotten to be more important and more valuable to the Yankees than his production. Let's see here. Scotto also says, imagine the Astros sign Andujar and he burns us in the playoffs. I don't think that's going to happen. First of all, he was not in the organization, the Astros organization, by September 1st, so he would be ineligible for the playoffs. But if he burns us in the playoffs another year, it's just baseball. That's how it goes. The Yankees have had many a player come back and burn them if they traded away. I'm trying to think of some of the guys from like the 80s and 90s. I know Doug Drabeck didn't really burn them specifically, but they traded him and he became a stud. Jay Buhner, they traded him for Ken Phelps, and Buhner became a 40 home run perennial just masher. And he always killed the Yankees too, always. Demetrius says, to say that Miggy hasn't been the same is incorrect. I don't understand your insight behind that. In 2018, he had one of the best OPSs on the team. It was over 800. He has not been the same since the injury. The exit velocity on his swings, on his contact, is down. The power is down. He just hasn't looked as good. And the metrics back it up. If he was hitting the same as he hit in 2018, he'd still be on the team. So, Demetrius, I appreciate the dono, but gotta
just a bit
ping you
outside.
there. A couple more comments here. GG in the chat says, we always go in extra innings against Boston. Yeah, it's funny. Josh Donaldson actually won opening day against Boston with a walk-off single. So it's cool to see how, everything comes back around. Frankie says, I'm going to see that almost 61 in my dreams tonight. Yeah, that was one of the all-time camera faux pas. I mean, on potential home run number 61, I almost had a heart attack. I was sitting here saying, forget it. No way that's in the ballpark. Looking at it, I'm saying, forget it. Let's watch through the highlights real quick. We'll watch through them a little bit bigger. But that was just all-time awful camera work, if you ask me. Here is the sac fly from Higashioka. Oswaldo scoring. This is the home run from Giancarlo Stanton. He knew he got it. Didn't get out by much, but he knew it. First row. Good swing, good balance, good footwork. And then Clark Schmidt, serving this one up. That was porched right there. First row. This one also not exactly crushed, but it works. A lot of first row home runs tonight. Harrison Bader with the productive sacrifice fly to tie the game. And then Judge drilling one. And I'm saying, forget it. No way this is staying in the ballpark. And then, doink. Here's the fly ball to right field, sped up for copyright reasons. Great throw by Judge, right on the money. And then Josh Donaldson walking it off with the victory. All right, guys, so no Aaron Judge home run tonight, but the Yankees do get a win. They do clinch a playoff berth. Sorry for being late, and I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with number 61. It is on Apple TV, so, maybe the Yankees should give them the night off. We'll see. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.